where someone here will have their personal treasure selected for display at the National Geographic Museum in Washington, D.C.
I've got an original cannonball from 1812.
What? Can I see this?
The Queen of England gave this to my great-grandfather.
My first impression is, wow, that's amazing.
It's just not a big enough weapon.
Yeah!
I'm Curt Doussett.
I'm Kinga Phillips. Yeah! We're searching the country for items with fascinating history.
This is George Washington's actual signature.
This was possibly made by Thomas Edison.
This is the gun that killed Alexander Hamilton.
And objects with unexpected value.
Between $20,000 and $25,000.
Oh my God.
$80,000.
The object that most belongs in a museum is...
We're on the hunt for America's lost treasures. We've invited people from all over Southern California to bring their personal artifacts to the Bowers Museum.
We've been sailors in my family ever since Captain Simeon Clow of Yarmouth, Maine put to sea. This is my family story.
This is from 1816. My husband's ancestor has a permit to have a tavern in his home, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if they do that nowadays.
There's a lot of history behind this gun that I'd really like to find out, you know, since it's been in my family for 5 generations.
We're teaming up with the experts here.
Must be Peter. Peter Keller, president of the Bowers. It's a pleasure to welcome you.
Pleasure. To determine which of these items belong in a museum.
Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff.
Everyone, welcome to America's Lost Treasures. Kinga and I are gonna take a look at the items that you've brought in. And we're gonna get to know your stories as well.
Some of your objects will be selected for further investigation. And at the end of the week, one of you will be chosen to share your treasure with the world at the National Geographic Museum.
You ready?
Look at this. This is
Yeah, the bubble right in the middle.
This looks like
You look very engrossed in something rather old-looking, and I'm interested to know what that is.
It's amazing. Is a Civil War diary from my great-great-grandpa. He was in the 118th Illinois Regiment Infantry. I have things that are chronicled from Lincoln getting murdered to...
When he found out about it.
When he found out about it.
What did he say about that?
He just said, news of the day is that Lincoln was murdered along with Seward. Yeah. Read April 10th if you can.
I mean, his writing is beautiful,
Oh, and he
but
spells
it's so flowery.
horribly. It says the weather is nice and warm. The news is that Mobile A Company fell into our hands. Grant has captured Lee and his whole army.
Stop it.
Isn't that amazing?
Diaries from the Civil War, although amazing, also tend to be amazingly common. They're generally of interest to family members or someone like a writer or a set designer who needs details on a specific time period. Our expert valued this at $400.
These are 2 brass vases that belong to my husband's grandmother, and they were given to her by her son. He brought them home from World War II, from Japan.
Really? Can I take a look at it? I mean, is it all right?
Sure,
Can I take a look at it?
absolutely. There are some symbols on the bottom.
Yeah, look at that.
These vases are a little out of my range. I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's going on
So I'm
here?
calling in our appraiser, Jamie Carbancho, for a second opinion.
Well, these are probably from the 40s or 50s. The market for these kind of things got reinvigorated with the war, and people were more and more interested in Asian culture. So these are actually pretty common. This one
Jamie
here,
says the set is worth a couple of $100.
this is actually a Chinese vase.
But the day is young, and there's still a lot to see.
This map was created in 1887.
This is a map of Long Beach.
This is a map of Long Beach.
And to me, it's a lot of sentimental. It's a connection to my father.
This is your dad's journal?
Right. This is from 1920.
You've got a purse here, a man purse.
Well, not exactly. What's inside
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
important thing.
Here, let me hold this.
Oh, thank you. I've got what I believe to be is an original cannonball from 1812.
What? Can I see this?
So says my aunt. I was at her place last Christmas, and she showed this to me. She's an antique dealer, and this was found in Kingston, Ontario, in the Erie Canal, in a lock in the early 1920s by a worker.
feels hollow. It feels like there's something in there.
There's definitely something in there. Which
It's probably explosive, and I shouldn't do this, right?
Well, I didn't want to send it because I'm pretty sure sending explosives is illegal. But I definitely wouldn't roll it or throw it or do anything like that until you know, until you can check it out.
So what you're hoping to find out is if this is real or not.
A, if it's real, and B, if it's maybe worth anything.
If we can establish that this really is a cannonball from the War of 1812, it could be worth a small fortune. I'm claiming this one.
That is pretty.
The Queen of England gave this teapot to my great-grandfather.
The Queen of England gave this to your great-grandfather?
Absolutely. He was the mayor of Timaru, New Zealand.
I'm sort of starting to think your great-grandfather was a big deal.
He was a big deal. He had $5 in each pocket.
$5?
That's before dollars were invented. And he built a fountain for the Queen, Victoria, which is still there.
What woman does not like to have a fountain built for her?
Next week I'm available. I'll build you a fountain.
Done. Hi, Miss Jamie.
This is just a really gorgeous piece of silver. It was the Queen's Jubilee year, 1887 to 1888. It was the 50th year of her reign, Queen Victoria, the longest reigning British monarch and the longest reigning female monarch thus far. But the Queen did commission a lot of things that year as presents to dignitaries, to people who had been in her service. Everybody worked for the Queen at that time.
Who doesn't work for the Queen?
It's not particularly rare, but our experts valued this beautiful teapot at about $4,500. The real treasure is its owner.
So what can you tell me about the gun?
What we have here is we have a Remington 1861 revolver that was carried by my great-great-great-grandfather during the Civil War.
Really?
Here's the gentleman that owned the gun. He served our country fair and well, and his children actually served our country fair and well. My family has a long history of dying in war, so I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
The barrel doesn't have rifling in it. So as far as an accurate gun, this was a secondary firearm when someone's within 10 feet.
You wanted to pick up the 7-10 split.
Yeah.
Use this gun. Because you never knew which one you were going to hit.
No,
right?
no, you have no idea.
Okay. Old Remington pistols like this are a dime a dozen. I've seen them go for about $800 at auction. Not a lost treasure.
My father worked in the quarry on Catalina Island
Okay.
in the late 1950s, and they found this one. The Channel Islands have been inhabited for about 13,000 years, and so there's a chance that these are that old.
13,000.
13,000-year-old Tupperware.
Can I pick it up?
It's heavy.
Is that okay?
Don't drop it on this glass.
I will not drop it. I'm stronger than I look.
A bowl like this would be handed down from mother to daughter, mother to daughter, mother to daughter for many generations. And because to make one of these is not an easy thing to do.
I was going to say, it would be quite difficult, so this isn't something you throw away. Like modern-day Tupperware, you pass it on.
Exactly.
That is amazing, and I personally think that that could be this week's artifact. 10 to 13,000 years.
What do you have here? You've got some photos of, looks like a table.
Right, it is a table at this point.
Yeah? What is it?
It is a historical piece from 1900. It was originally a torch.
Okay, a torch for
the Olympics.
Really? This is an Olympic torch.
That was used to light the smaller handheld torches for the Olympics. This is from Paris. It was used in the Paris
Olympics from the 1900s. Oh, really? The 1900 Games in Paris were the first Olympics to include women. If this standing torch held the Olympic flame for those games, it's definitely a lost treasure.
Here is the artist's signature.
The artist's signature right there.
And I found it was just a really inspirational piece. It depicts 4 different women holding up the center section. I'd like to find out more about the history.
I would need to actually see the piece.
Yes, you're welcome to come by. Why don't you come out?
I am going for the gold on this one.
What is going on here? Are you one big group?
We are.
Yes, we're all related.
You're one big family.
Yes, we are.
Very nice to meet you guys. So, where did you come in from?
We're Tlingit Indians from Alaska,
and we recently discovered we're related to an Iceman mummy that was discovered near our grandmother's Indian village in Alaska. He was found in a melting glacier.
I've read about this, of course.
Through DNA, we've been linked to him, and we brought with us some artifacts, including a 100-year-old photo
This is your grandmother here in the white dress.
It's possibly the oldest photo of the descendants of the Iceman mummy, which could make it very much an historical photo in Native American history.
How did that even come about that you thought, listen, I might be related to this guy, we better look into this?
They did swab testing, DNA on 1,000 people in Juneau to the Tlingit Indians, and they found that we were linked to the Iceman.
Having a genetic link to a mummy is super cool, but it's more of a personal treasure for this family.
He is recognized as possibly one of the earliest known Native Americans.
That's amazing. Did he have any exciting stuff that he passed down to you guys?
Well,
DNA.
It was interesting as in...
Which is exciting.
Tom, Ruth, what do you guys have?
We got some Indian baskets. It's from the eastern side of the Sierras, Inyo County.
And where did you get this basket from?
I inherited them from my mother.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
That's the lid inside.
Okay. And do you know what this was used for at all? Any idea?
No.
And what have you guys used it for?
Collect dust.
Collect dust? Good. What are you hoping to find out here? I mean, because obviously it's been in your family a long time.
I would like to kind of find out how old and what tribe.
This is a really interesting piece, and I'd love to do a little bit more research on this.
Okay.
That's okay?
Yeah.
He may use them to collect dust, but if they're authentic Native American baskets, I think we're looking at a lost treasure.
My father came to this country in 1953.
From?
Italy. He was fascinated with any sort of modern communication technology because the most modern thing he owned was a pen, and he kept everything in pristine condition.
Your father knew how to take care of things, didn't
Yes,
he?
he did. He took a lot of pride in everything that he did.
Well, he probably worked very hard. As a lot of immigrants did when they came over, my family included, people knew how to value things because they didn't have much, and that's why they came here. My family came here from Poland in 1981. And the first thing that my parents did when they came here was they took me to a grocery store, and they would take photographs of me standing next to the aisles with food. Because food was very difficult to come by in Poland.
When I see these things, I know that the pride went into them and how much fun we had just listening to programs on this radio.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you for sharing. I love how memories can turn an ordinary object like this radio into a priceless piece of art for the owner. It's a beautiful story, but I'm gonna keep looking.
I saw this from across the room. Our eyes met, and I knew I wanted to get over here. What is this? Tell me about it. Where'd you get it?
Well, I buy and sell and collect antique and vintage jewelry, and I happened to get a big lot of jewelry, and this was in the lot. I looked at it, and I realized that it was awfully thick. So then I examined it, and it's got these little pins. It looks like kind of like a tack. So I pried them back, pulled them out, and it opened up.
Yeah. Okay.
And inside of it was this.
Oh my gosh. This week we're at the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana, California. Out of all the objects here, Kinga and I can each pick only 3 items to investigate further. And in the end, only one collector will have their item displayed in the National Geographic Museum.
So then I examined it, and it's got these little pins. It looks like kind of like a tack.
And I'm praying that this cross turns out to be a treasure.
So I pried them back, pulled them out, and it opened up.
Yeah, okay.
And inside of it was this piece of paper.
Oh my gosh.
And it was all, see how it's all folded?
Yes.
It was all bundled up into a little tiny piece.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Have you been able to identify what the writing is on it?
It's a foreign language.
Okay.
It's written in English letters, but some of the letters are written so oddly that I can't even make out what letter of the alphabet it is.
Yeah. The design on the cross appears to be Byzantine, but the writing is not something I'm familiar with.
I would love to find out what it says. Maybe it explains why it was in the crucifix.
Yes.
It's been a mystery. I've had it for about 3 years.
Really?
And it's been an absolute mystery.
I already have 3 items, but how can I pass up this cross?
What do you have here?
I'd like you to meet my great-great-great-grandfather. This is Captain Simeon Clow. He was born in 1794, and he's a sea captain. He sailed brigantines and brigs, and he was a merchant seaman. And he sailed out of Yarmouth, Maine. These things were passed by Captain Clow to his son. to his son, to his son, to his daughter, to me.
Trying to follow you on that.
So that's what
That's
makes...
a lot of passing on.
It's a lot of passing on, but it's always been in the family. We have accounts of how he did have to fight off people. He was boarded by a slaver at one time off the coast of Africa, and they stole everything they had. So they had to make clothes out of sailcloth.
Wow, they took his clothes.
Right.
That's a great
It's a great story.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you have other items at home as well?
Sure.
Of his?
Of his and some other ancestors as well.
Are you inviting me over to take a look?
Please, be glad to have you.
The mid-19th century was a volatile time in U.S. maritime history, and it looks like this pistol and sword were put to really good use. I am so excited to learn more about these objects and the man who owned them.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, time's up. Kinga and I have each picked our items for further investigation. I've got what might be a 200-year-old cannonball, an alleged Olympic torch, and a beautiful Native American basket. And I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm also gonna look into that ancient cross.
4 items, Curt? Really? I'm so confident in my picks, I only need 2. The prehistoric stone bowls and the sword and pistol from a 19th century merchant marine. Now it's time to investigate these items further and find out which one is America's lost treasure. First stop is Jack Phillips' house.
This is Simeon, and this is his sword and his pistol.
Jack says he has lots of documents and other artifacts that will help me establish how important a captain his great-great-great-grandfather was.
Dear wife, I suppose by this time you think we're on our way home. But I've been waiting for molasses to fall. I shall now fill up as fast as we can get it. So I'm hopes to be ready to sail for Portland the last of next week. Your ever affectionate husband, Simeon Cloud.
What history you have. It's not often that you have such a great item and also all this documentation to help establish its provenance.
My grandfather was working on this book. He put in a whole page in there about Simeon Cloud's ancestry and a direct connection with Governor William Bradford of Massachusetts.
One of the original pilgrims that came across on the Mayflower.
Well, yeah, sort of the original illegal immigrant. That's right.
The original illegal immigrant.
Well, hey, let's be real.
I love that. Wow, this guy was the descendant of a pilgrim. Anything that is connected to him has significant historical value. May I?
Please. You see how it's nicked here?
Yeah, what?
I bet there's a story behind that. I don't know
I
what
bet
it
there
is.
is too, because it almost looks like 4 intentional nicks.
I'm wondering if Captain Clow was really fighting pirates with this thing, or if maybe it was just decorating his wheelhouse. I need to take this sword to an expert.
Thank you so much.
I will take good care, I promise. I'd shake your hand, but I can't. I'm holding
Thank you.
Cloud.
Take care.
Here we go.
Love a detective story.
Yeah, we're gonna find out exactly what this is here.
Oh, hi.
Karen, hi, how you doing?
How are you? Just right in here.
Oh, I'm bringing my appraiser, Jamie Corbancho, out to see Karen's table, which Karen thinks is made from a torch used in the 1900 Olympics. Okay, here it is.
And here it is. It's currently used as a table,
I
obviously.
see that.
Grab the, just kidding, I'll place it right there.
The women are gorgeous. It's got a really nice patina. It looks like it's been taken really great care of. This is a really beautiful bronze in the Art Nouveau style. It's very feminine, heavy nature themes in it, which is indicative of the period that the Olympics were, 1900. Art Nouveau lasted around 1890 to 1915. So
Right.
this piece is definitely from that period. The signature I'm seeing here is E. Rossi.
Looking at this, can you tell us that this is an Olympic torch and possibly what the value might be on this?
Well, the piece is of the period. It looks great, but it looks like it's been taken really great care of.
When I met Karen at the museum, she claimed to have a standing torch that held the Olympic flame in the 1900 Paris Games. So I brought along our appraiser, Jamie Corbancho, to help me determine if this torch turned end table is really a lost treasure. So looking at this, can you tell us that this is an Olympic torch and possibly what the value might be on this.
Well, the piece is of the period. It looks great, but there are things about it that makes me pretty certain that it's not an Olympic torch.
Really?
The first one is that the artist, E. Rossi, is Auguste Rossi, and he was an Italian sculptor. And it is very doubtful that the French would hire an Italian sculptor to sculpt a very prominent piece in their Olympics. That's just not very French of them. So.
I see.
The second reason is that in 1900, the Olympics did not use torches. The torch was used in the ancient Olympic Games, and it was reintroduced in 1928 in the Summer Olympics in Amsterdam.
Okay, so what we have here is probably, you think...
I kind of feel like it may have been some sort of planter. It might have had a larger sculpture on top that's been since removed. That's a possibility.
Okay, so if you had to, and you do, had to appraise this, what would this go for?
I think it would probably go for maybe about $4,500 at auction.
Oh, that's all? Well, that's interesting.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To, you know.
It is?
Well.
Okay.
You know.
If this had actually been, say, an Olympic torch or something from the Olympics from that time, like, say, 1928, I mean, we're talking like $30,000, $40,000 range. So.
Right, that's what I
That's kind of, I could see the look in your eye. It was the $30,000 look.
That's fine. It's a very sentimental piece to me because it's very empowering to women.
I do want to point out then that all the women are standing on the heads of men.
Whatever it is, it's still part of my life and part of my collection, and I love it.
Okay, so I missed the mark on that one. But I bet Kinga's luck isn't any better than mine.
Bullseye?
It's very simple. You're going to go just through that throwing motion. Your toe is going to be right on this line here.
I'm here with Blade Master Dave Baker to have him take a look at Captain Klau's sword. But before that, we're going to play with some other sharp objects.
If you brought that up and extrapolated, that would have hit perfectly. What you're going to do is you're going to hold it by the blade.
What? You know, I don't think I like throwing by the blade.
I know what the problem is. It's
you
not.
do?
Yes, it's just not a big enough weapon.
Yes! Look! Oh, yes,
See?
Dave!
It's all about the weapon. Let's see what we got. Oh, wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
There's so many details on this that I want to talk to you about.
There are tons of details in this already. Ouch.
So tell me about this. I had a fantasy going that this came from a pirate fight. Maybe someone else's sword. It took a couple nicks out. Yeah?
No. If you look...
You just burst my bubble, Dave.
If you look straight down the blade, you can see how it's bent right here.
All right.
What probably happened is this sword got bent, and they reheated it and hammered it back to flat.
That is so much more boring than a knife fight with pirates.
But what's really cool about this is from the pommel, I could tell you what was made.
This is the pommel here?
Yes.
Just this end piece?
Just this end piece. This is what's called a Keatland eagle.
Which means?
That means that William Keatland and Company cast this eagle in Birmingham, England. The English trade in swords to America in the early 1800s was extremely large. They're wonderful swords, and let me see. Only 28 inches.
Only 28 inches.
Well, that shorter blade also makes it very useful on a ship. Because
Why
remember, if you're in the middle deck, the gun deck of a ship, that's probably only 4 or 5 feet tall.
So you want something that you can maneuver.
Here's the ceiling. Yes, exactly. That's why the cutlass was designed, the shorter swords for the Navy, the pirate sword, the cutlass.
Pirate sword.
There you go. The blade's in excellent condition, as in there aren't a bunch of nicks in it. It does have these funny marks here from hammer blows.
Or a pirate fight. Just saying.
This has its leather. This still has the sheath. It still has all the sheath fitting. We're talking about a beautiful example of this type and period of sword.
This sword is authentic and in great condition. Now combine that with Jack's incredible family history, and this is definitely a lost treasure.
Okay, the Olympic torch flamed out, but hopefully this cannonball will get me back on track.
I'm nervous. I really, I want this to be the real deal. I feel like I got a cannonball.
I'm heading over to see Paul DeNubilo, a Civil War historian. He's gonna take a look at the cannonball and hopefully tell me if it's really from the War of 1812.
Seeing you, I've got something here that's really exciting.
In fact, I got into the mood.
Okay, you
put
did?
my uniform on.
I'm not
Come on
dressed
over
for
here.
this.
Well, let's see what we can do. How about starting with a kepi?
Okay, or the hat, either one.
That's a kepi.
Okay. Oh.
And a lieutenant's coat.
Lieutenant, wait a minute. What rank are you?
First sergeant outranks a lieutenant any day.
Of course, you gave me this jacket.
Well, we're a little out of uniform for the War of 1812, but Paul's an expert in all 19th century artillery.
Paul, before I show you what I have here, I want to take a look at one of these cannons, if that's okay.
Oh, that's no problem.
Okay, I'm
What's going on?
gonna follow you.
This is an authentic reproduction of an 1819 6-pounder. It's called a 6-pounder because a solid ball that fits in here weighs 6 pounds.
Never to look down the barrel of a cannon. And
Only unloaded ones.
Okay. If I wanted to fire off this cannon, what would I have to do?
But the first thing that's done is you have to wet swab the bore. Then the next thing that's done is one of the cannon crew members brings up the round, inserts it, and then you ram it. You ram it home. So there's a lot of crud in here from the gunpowder, so it's quite a little bit of a push.
What do you do next?
Get out of the way.
Oh, well, okay.
Fire! Done.
Drum roll, or we're just gonna bring it out? Okay.
Just
drum roll in my head.
Holy mackerel.
Look at that thing. What's the first thing you look at when you see this?
Well, the first thing I noticed was the weight, of course.
Yeah.
It was handed to me. It seems a bit light. Holy mackerel.
Look at that thing.
Kinga and I are in Southern California on the hunt for America's lost treasures. We've narrowed our search to 6 items, but only one will be chosen for display in the National Geographic Museum. I lost the battle with my first item, an Olympic torch that wasn't. So hopefully Paul will help me win the war by telling me that this cannonball is authentic.
It seems a bit light.
Wait a minute, this is light?
This is light. This is a 12-pounder. It weighs 12 pounds.
This is a real cannonball.
That is a real cannonball.
Oh my gosh, I think this is actually heavier.
That's heavier than this. Let's take a look at the caliber. It's about 6 and let's say 7 inches.
Let's say.
Let's say 7 inches, okay?
Okay.
Here's a cannonball that is 6.8 inches, almost 7 inches in diameter.
Okay.
This is an exploding shell, which means it's hollow.
Which, this one, can you hear that explosive rolling around in there? Doesn't sound very safe, but you know, there it is.
Oh, then it is hollow.
Yeah.
All right.
It is okay, so we're back on the
Now we're back on
trail.
track now.
Okay.
That could be very well be it. This is a shell, about 7 inches.
Okay.
It's supposed to weigh 36 pounds.
Oh. Okay. Well, there's a wrench.
It's not a cannonball.
Well, you know, Mike's gonna be disappointed. Okay, so like, I mean, what would this be, like a ball bearing or?
Ball bearing is possible. I feel bad you coming all this way, and I was really excited about this one.
So was
I.
I.
A ball like this because there's something special about this. Yeah. Whenever you touch something that really came from a historical era like the Civil War, I mean, there's something special about it.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate
by.
it. All right, well, that just didn't quite work out like I had hoped.
I'm heading back to the museum to get some help with these bowls that the owner thinks could be 13,000 years old.
I'm really excited to see how old they are and where they've been and what they know.
I've been given special access to the private collection storage at the Bowers Museum.
Hi, folks.
Experts Jack Bryant and Jennifer Ring will tell me if these are authentic Native American bowls.
Oh yeah, those are beauties.
I'm gonna pass them up to you. And one more. We had a gentleman bring these in. He said that one was found by his uncle and one by his father.
Well, these 2 bowls that we've pulled out are from the permanent collection at the Bowers.
Okay. Looks really similar.
It looks really similar.
All right, we're moving in the right direction.
Well, these are definitely steatite bowls, okay, which is a type of a soapstone. These are very typical of Catalina Island steatite.
That's great because this is where Tony told me he found these bowls.
The only place that steatite is found in the Southern California region is out there on Catalina Island.
How long did it take a family to make a bowl like this for their use?
The process that they go through, I'll real briefly show you, is that they'd go to the deposit. And they would look at the rocks and they would try to imagine the bowl in the rock.
Visualize the bowl, step one.
And then they would start taking a rougher stone and rubbing it like this until you have this mushroom shape. And then they would take eucalyptus wedges and they would take a sharp stone and start kind of cutting around the edge here. And then the eucalyptus wedge, they would drive in very gently, and then they would wet the wedge with water, and the water would expand the wood enough to make it snap. And then they would turn it over, and then they would use another stone to start rubbing the inside and carving it like that. And so this is pretty dense stone, and I'm imagining that this would probably take at least a week to make that.
So they carved it out of a solid piece of stone.
Oh yeah.
The other thing that I wanted information on, and it was quite difficult to find, is a date range for these types of bowls.
Well, it's really hard to say, honestly. This one the museum has never dated, the little one here, and this bowl we have an enormous date range, so it's really hard to tell. But I know Jack was saying that there's one way.
There is a way.
Tony's bowls are the real deal.
Make sure they are well secured and protected.
To find out how old they are, I'm gonna need some 21st century technology.
I chose the crucifix locket because it looked like it was so old. And then when she told me that it had a note inside of it, and I thought, this is an item I have to get a hold of.
When Curt can find out the information on it, it's just gonna be so exciting. I just can't wait to find out what it's gonna be.
Based on the style, Catherine's cross could be from the Byzantine era, which could make it hundreds of years old. I'd know exactly where to go for more information.
I'm Curt.
Sharon, welcome to the Special Collections at UCLA.
Thank you. I brought something really, really cool. Do you want to take a look at it here?
Let's
Do you want to
go
go
inside. This is a special room where UCLA has its most hidden treasures.
Awesome, and we get to go in.
Absolutely.
This is amazing. Thank you.
I've invited a colleague to meet us. This is Kirsten St. John, who's
Kirsten, hi.
Paper and manuscripts.
Okay. What I have is, it's a crucifix.
May I touch it?
Please, please. I give you permission.
Thanks.
And inside the crucifix was this piece of paper that was folded up.
My first impression is, wow.
Really?
That's amazing. I've never seen a cross with any text inside of it. This is really exciting.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So tell me what we have here.
I work on Byzantine art, which is an art form that ends technically in 1453, but the same forms continue up till today.
Okay.
So this cross, just based on the form of the crucified Christ on two sides, the granulation on the back, the little lobes that are off of the ends of the cross, this is clearly an artifact of Eastern Orthodox origin. Well, the language of the text is Greek.
Oh, it's Greek.
So do you want to come with me and let me show you something very special in the collection?
Definitely.
So I'm going to pull out a book that's dated around 1200 AD.
Greek letter forms have evolved over the ages. If the style of lettering in Catherine's note matches the style in this 800-year-old text, it can help us pinpoint when this note was written.
And because it's so precious, it has to be opened only partially because it's bound very tightly. This is a gospel book, and as you can see, it has beautiful illuminations of the authors of the Gospels. In fact, that is one of the most valuable books in California.
This is?
Absolutely. And here, look at the letter forms.
Oh my gosh.
Up next, our investigations come down to the wire.
We're trying to get the rock to talk to us.
And finally, National Geographic will decide which of our collectors is in possession of America's lost treasure.
The lost treasure that will go on display is...
So I'm going to pull out a book that's dated around 1200.
I'm in the Special Collections Department at UCLA, where I'm hoping to find out that this mysterious cross is really an 800-year-old treasure.
And here, look at the letter forms are all written in brown ink. And that's curious to me that it's written in blue ink in the text that you have.
When would blue ink have been around?
Aniline dyes show up in inks in the mid-19th century, so you start seeing a lot more colorful inks like that starting in the mid-19th century.
Okay.
Late 1800s isn't as old as I was hoping, but maybe something in this note will give me more information.
Now let me see if I can make out any words. This word here looks to me like the word Uranus. Uranus in Greek means to the heavens. And if I read further near it, it looks like a prayer with which I'm very familiar.
Really?
That's the prayer of the Nicene Creed, one of the most important prayers in the church service, and one that might have been put on a text that was meant to be hidden in a cross. So I think the wearer is gaining a measure of protection from the words of the prayer.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Likely, based on the size of the cross, how small it is, the prayer probably belonged to a layperson, I would say. The material of bronze is very common. It's nothing expensive or fabulous.
This cross is definitely not a lost treasure, but at least I've got some answers for Catherine.
You could spend all day in here, honestly. This is amazing.
Come back soon.
I will, thank you.
Amazing place.
This is where the magic happens.
And magic it is. Look at all this.
I need to see if I can confirm the age of these bowls. And I know a great way to get it, an electron microscope.
So this is the microscope here?
This is the microscope. So the electron beam's generated in the top here and is accelerated down to the sample here.
What is the magnification on this?
Right now, we're looking at a little over 3,000 times.
What we're looking at is the skin of the rock, and we're looking for evidence of how it might have changed. So we can see this is a very fine-grained stone fragment, and then we can pick an area to zoom up on it. So this area down here looks a little interesting to me. So now we're going up to a much higher magnification.
Where are we now?
So about 8,000 times. We see a lot of porosity in the stone here, so it's able to take in water. And so at least this one grain seems more porous than I expected.
What is this telling you about these stone bowls?
It's telling me that it appears they've undergone natural weathering processes that we can see at this scale. They're consistent with what we would expect for stone that's been exposed for a significant length of time.
Now, Tony told me that he believes these bowls are between 10 and 13,000 years old. Looking at these bowls through our different levels of magnification, would you say that that is a possible age range?
I would say that's at the very outer age limit, and from my experience. But that said, they certainly could be thousands of years old.
That's incredible.
I'm so excited. These bowls are authentic, they have a great connection to Southern California culture, and they are indeed thousands of years old. Between Tony's bowls and Jack's sword and pistol, I'm on a roll. My only problem is going to be deciding which object to present to National Geographic.
I'm at the Chumash Indian Museum in the Santa Monica Mountains, where the museum director, Gray Wolf, is going to take a look at my Native American basket. But first, we're going to take a little detour.
We have 438 acres. This is a state historical landmark, and it's actually an archaeological site, so the Chumash actually lived here.
Are there still artifacts possibly around in this area?
Yes, there is. This is something that we want to keep hidden.
How often do you bring people down here?
Never.
Never? Oh, awesome. Okay. And how long ago did you find this?
This is about a year ago. I was looking for rocks to take back to the museum, and I happened to see this rock here. So as I started to dig around, it became more apparent that this had been worked.
Oh, look at that, yeah.
And what this is a bowl that was in the process of being made. This is very rare and probably been here 300 to 400 years.
Really?
What is so interesting about this is that you always see a finished bowl and pestle, but you never see one in the process of being made.
How would they do this? I mean, what would they use to cut through the stone?
Oh, antler, piece of antler tip.
Oh, really?
It's a pretty exciting find. Okay, I'm going to cover this because we want to make sure that nobody stumbles on it.
Can I help you do that?
Sure.
Get some more of this sand down here. Covering our tracks, covering our tracks. Well, this is awesome. What do you guys do here?
Well, this is our Chumash village. People have no idea how much work goes into making a basket. We have this material here. This is called juncus. Juncus is a plant that grows out here. And what you want to wind up with is something like this.
I'm just going to stick it in.
You go in and out, in and out.
So what kind of basket is this going to turn out to be,
well,
besides awesome?
This would be a fish trap.
So how long would it take to make like a basket like you have down there on the ground? Because this is, obviously my tribe would starve to death.
Well, begins at the beginning and ends at the end. There's no time. But Native people, we don't have time clocks. And this is what we have to keep reminding people, that it took as long as it took.
All right, well, this was made with Juncus, and it turned out to be a piece of Juncus, so. Okay, this has been fun, but I've got to find out what Grey Wolf has to say about my basket. None of my other items have panned out, so this one has got to be authentic.
These baskets have been sitting around the house for years, so it'll be really exciting to find out what they are.
This is kind of rare to find a lid with the basket, because usually the lids are lost along the way. Well, it's a pretty nice basket. It has a little bit of damage. Well, it's a pretty nice basket. It has a little bit of damage.
Come on, Grey Wolf, don't let me down.
This is a 3-rod construction with overlay. And then you can tell the design is woven in at the time of construction. It's not painted on. What's happening today, even with these baskets, the modern Tohono baskets, you'll see the design and it's actually painted in. But if you look inside the basket, of course, the design doesn't match the outside.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not woven in. A basket of this type, you know, of this size and of this quality, you don't see these very often anymore. From the material, I could say that it's more than likely a Paiute. It's a
Paiute. Okay. Can you tell how old it is?
From the patina, the aging, probably from anywhere from 1910 to 1940s.
Just in terms of value, what would something like this go for?
You know, collectors would pay a lot for this. What it's worth to me is a lot more than it's worth in monetary means. You know.
I agree.
If this basket is available, I want it.
Oh, really?
That's as simple as that.
So you definitely think that this belongs in a museum?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? That's
Absolutely.
great news. Yes, with the lid and the design woven in, this Paiute Indian basket is definitely museum worthy. Kinga and I are headed back to the Bowers Museum to find out whose item will be put on display at the National Geographic Museum. But first, unfortunately, I have to let a couple folks down. All right, here's what I found out.
Good news?
No. It's not a cannonball. It's more likely something from like an industrial area, like a ball bearing. So, what you've got here?
I'm pretty let down. I was really hoping this would be a real cannonball, a real 1812 artifact. Great to know what it really is.
Take care of it.
Thank you, Curt.
All right, see ya.
Bye. My aunt's going to be disappointed. I'm going to have to deliver the news that it's not a cannonball.
This crucifix comes from the 19th century. The piece of paper that was inside is written in Greek. It is the Nicene Creed.
It's Greek.
It's Greek, yes.
That's where it's from.
Exactly. That being said, it's probably not something that they would put in a museum yet. Let's just wait a few hundred years, then, then we'll see. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it. This is an awesome piece. I give it back to you, and I thank you.
Thank
for
you so
letting
much
me.
for all the information. That's
Yeah.
great to know. I'm so happy that I found out all the information on it, where it was from. It's been a mystery to me for so long, and I'm so glad Curt was able to help me out.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you ready?
Ready. Welcome to the Bowers.
More than ready to find this out.
All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. We have some incredible pieces here today, but one of these really, really amazing items is going to go on exhibit at the National Geographic Museum in Washington, D.C. We're very fortunate because we have Peter Keller, the president of the Bowers Museum, here to help us make the final decision.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here. So without further ado, I present to you Jack and Phyllis Phillips and their artifacts right here, this incredible pistol and sword that belonged to Jack's great grandfather, Simeon Clow.
Wow, what a name.
He was a merchant sea captain. He would go from Maine to the Caribbean to pick up molasses and sugar and rum and bring it back. And these items he would have had on board. Both items have been dated to the early 1800s. The pistol, a beautiful piece, but what really, really stood out to me was the sword. The leather sheath that it's in is all original, as is the hardware on it. It's incredible. So these pieces are both spectacular, beautiful, steeped in so much history.
When having that kind of provenance really makes it unique.
Okay, Peter, I've had a rough week. I had a 1812 cannonball. It turned out to be a ball bearing. Yeah.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
I know, right? And I also had an Olympic torch that turned out to be an urn. But I was able to come across this Native American basket, and we were able to authenticate it as a Paiute basket from the Owens Valley, and it was made probably between the years of 1910 to 1940. Now, it still has its lid, which makes it really rare and actually a little more valuable.
It really is wonderful, and it's so rare to see one with the lid.
Yeah.
The tightness of the weaving is extraordinary. I think it'd probably hold water.
Well, before we go any further, I have something to admit. I got a little carried away, but that's because I had such fantastic items to choose from, so I chose a second item. So, Peter, meet Tony.
Tony?
And Tony has brought in these beautiful stone bowls. These are prehistoric stone bowls found on Catalina by Tony's father. Now, these are coarse sandstone, and they were used by the Native Americans of that time to grind their food, possibly acorns and corn, and also to cook some of their food. So those are an amazing find right here from Catalina, and just beautiful specimens as well, very unique.
All of these are amazing treasures, and each tells an incredible piece of American history. But the lost treasure that will go on display at National Geographic in Washington, D.C. is Captain Clow's sword and pistol.
It's really wonderful that so many people are going to know our family story. That's why my grandfather and my great-grandfather recorded it all, is so that it would be shared with everybody, not just the family, but the whole country. And it's going to happen, and that's wonderful.
I think the moral of today's story is don't be greedy, because you had 4 items, I had 2, and quality won out over quantity.
All right, I'll give that to you.
I bet I can beat you to the car, too.
I bet you can.
Yep.
It's original.